Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Desi and I am currently 38 weeks pregnant. Today I wanted to share with you guys my favorites throughout pregnancy. These are things that have worked for me, that have been amazing during my pregnancy. Everybody's pregnancy is so different. You just never know what's gonna help you and what's not. Some of the things that helped me in my first pregnancy didn't help me in my second pregnancy, so you just never know what you're gonna get. But it's always good to get different recommendations, different ideas on what can help you during pregnancy to overall just have a better experience. So how I'm going to organize this is I'm going to put it from first trimester, second trimester, and then to third trimester, and we'll go from there. So that's what we're going to do. Let's start out with the first trimester items. So once you find out you're pregnant, the first thing that everybody does is they set up their appointment with their doctor. So my first tip slash favorite must have is you gotta find a good birth team. It is so important to find a good birth team, especially if you are a first time mom, because this is going to help your experience so much. What I would recommend you guys doing is either get some good recommendations. Whoever you're looking to go through, I would highly recommend checking out their website and seeing different reviews. This may be an experience where you have to test out the waters with different kinds of OBs or doctors, midwives, whatever, just to find the perfect match for you. But I highly recommend finding somebody that you love, that you feel supported with, somebody that can answer your questions honestly and openly with you. I found an OB that I was going to go through. He had great reviews, almost 5-star reviews, but as I was going through them, I found many different things that mothers were saying that wouldn't fit the type of birth that I wanted. So definitely check out the reviews in detail and hopefully you'll find somebody that you love. The next thing you're going to want to start doing, if you haven't already, is take some prenatals. With my first pregnancy, I took very basic, generic prenatals, nothing special. This pregnancy, I wanted to try out a different prenatal just for fun. I tried out 2 other different kinds of prenatals and I ended up switching back to the one that I originally started with in my first pregnancy. I tried out a fancy, expensive kind, ones that you hear on ads all the time, and I could not swallow those things and it made me take 3 a day. That's just not something that I can do. I could not take those huge pills, especially since I was so nauseous. So I just have been sticking with my very basic prenatal pill. So you really don't need to go the fancy route. Just find something that you can swallow, that you can take, that will not make you nauseous. When you're in your first trimester, you do get nauseous, at least in my experience. Some women are super lucky and they don't have to experience this, they don't go through this. But for me, unfortunately, that was the case both times. And one of the things this pregnancy that I just had to emphasize that I had to go through was put away any items that had strong smells or that had any sort of fragrance, because I could not handle smell. My husband had a deodorant that I used to love, and the smell, it just made me, to this day, it still makes me gag. I ended up hating my shampoo that I used to love, my deodorant, my sprays, my lotions, different types of things like that. I had to get rid of it. So if you're in your first trimester or you just found out you're pregnant, I would highly recommend putting away anything that you use daily that has fragrance in it. This way you can enjoy your pregnancy a little bit more, and when you're done with your pregnancy, you don't end up hating those things that you used to love. The next thing is finding foods that are easy to make. During my first pregnancy, I was super sick. The minute I woke up, I needed to have something. So I would suggest having a little basket of something you can have next to your bed, whether that's crackers, granola bars, something that you can eat super fast. In this pregnancy, I did have a little bit more time to eat, but if I didn't eat within 10 minutes, I was throwing up. I suggest finding freezer meal type foods, and if you want to stay healthy, I would pre-make these things if you're not sick yet. That way you can just store it in your freezer and pull it out super fast to make it. There's this really yummy kale waffle recipe that I love, and it always made me feel better to eat those because I knew that I was getting certain ingredients that would fuel my body, but at the same time it was super fast and yummy. And I can't stress the importance of a variety. You definitely need a variety of different types of foods, because you will get sick of the foods that you're eating, and then that's just going to make you nauseous all over again. Even just the thought of eating those things over and over will make you sick. At least it did for me. For example, cereal, get a bunch of different types of cereal, different types of granola bars, different types of fruit, vegetables. Foods that you can mix up here and there are going to help you so much. I debated mentioning like Prego Pops, ginger mint, ginger ale, the C-bands. I'm going to say I tried those out my first pregnancy. I'm not 1000% sure if they helped, but I did try them out, and I suggest that you do try them out as well, especially if this is your first pregnancy, to see what helps you and what doesn't, because everybody is so different. This pregnancy, I couldn't even think about having those things because it threw me back. It gave me all of the feelings that I had in my first pregnancy, so I got super sick just by the thought of using those things. When it came to being nauseous, one of my doctor's greatest tips for me was to eat, sleep, and to stay hydrated. Although it doesn't take away the nausea and the sickness, something you just gotta remember is that this too shall pass. Another must-have is to have a good water bottle. This pregnancy, I have needed cold water, so just find a water bottle that works for you. Another must-have during pregnancy is to get yourself some comfy clothes. In the first trimester, you are gonna get bloated and you might not feel so great. So a recommendation that I have for you is the Lululemon Align leggings, just because they are stretchy and they are extremely comfortable. And I know that this is an investment. It's something that you have to put more money towards, but this is going to last you so long and it's something that you will not regret buying. Okay, that was a bunch for the first trimester, and now we're on to the second trimester items. So the first thing on my list is your good old dandy pregnancy pillow. This sucker has saved my life. I've had this since my first pregnancy and it's still going strong, but this is the time when your bump starts getting bigger and you start getting a little bit more uncomfortable. So the pregnancy pillow has saved my life when it comes to comfort. It's about this time as well when your boobs start to grow, and this whole process is just a roller coaster. I swear sometimes my boobs are bigger one day and some days they're smaller. So something I have loved this pregnancy is just wearing stretchy sports bras. There are so many different options out there. There's like the basic, the regular sports bra, something like this, or I also have this kind. The reason I like these is because it has so many different sizes in the back, and it also comes with an attachment where you can make it bigger as your ribs grow. So there's that, and then these are also nursing friendly, so eventually when it gets to that point you can unstrap it and nurse your baby. Another thing that I have liked about these is I can take out the padding, or I can put padding in, which makes it nice for some support if I'm going out that day. But I just like that I'm able to grow with it and it stretches with me. I got these off of Amazon, so I will link everything that I can below. The last bra that I have loved is a bra that I found from Target. It doesn't have wiring beneath, but it still supports your chest super well, so I will link that below. I'm currently wearing it, so I can't show you guys, but it is so comfortable. Something else that I have loved is this pregnancy band shaper. I'm gonna call it a shaper because it's shaped my belly super nice. And in my second pregnancy this time around, I felt just like really fat. My belly just wasn't working with me. I don't even know how to explain this. I've tried to explain this so many times, but I just felt really big. So when I got this, not only did it help like support and lift my belly, but it shaped it super nice. So it gave me a really nice bump. And as your belly grows and stretches, you're gonna want to get some oil or a good moisturizer. Now this is all personal preference. I have tried many different types, some to avoid stretch marks, some just to feel moisturized. So everybody's got to do their own thing. I've tried a stretch mark oil and it hasn't done anything. So again, everything is just personal preference. One that I have loved, this is from Bath & Body, and I love it when I come out of the shower right before I go to bed because it has eucalyptus in it and it just calms me down. It makes me feel so good. So I've loved this for like nighttime. This is the one that I have tried for my stretch marks, and honestly, I think stretch marks just come down to genetics. But I will use this every now and then. But this one I have loved a lot just because I feel so moisturized. The way it feels on your belly is insanely nice. Highly recommend. And I also highly recommend getting like smaller sizes just to try out in case you don't like it. Another thing that you're gonna want to do in your second trimester is to take a pregnancy class. Honestly, take this whenever, maybe even in your first trimester. This changed my life. Taking a pregnancy class, I think it should be required. I think it's so important. In my first pregnancy, I found a pregnancy class that changed the way I thought about pregnancy. The thought about being pregnant used to scare me, and the thought about giving birth terrified me. But after taking this pregnancy class, not only did it help me, but it helped my husband, and he now knows how to help me. And even if you're not pregnant with your first baby, I say take a pregnancy class again. I took another pregnancy class with my second child, and there was so many things that I forgot that I now remember, so many things that I didn't know, and it was also fun to look back on my birth with my first child and say, oh, so that's what was going on. And I was able to understand, because I had gone through the process, what was happening, what I could have done to avoid certain things, and what I'm going to use this pregnancy to help me with those situations. So it's always good to get that refresher. I took a course from my birth doula, so I will link her course below. This is something that you guys can watch from your computer, watch from your phone. She has different assignments and tools that you can use, and it's something that you can look back on almost every day. Now, we are officially on to the third trimester item, and my biggest one, my biggest favorite, probably just for my whole pregnancy, is getting prenatal massages and adjustments. Now, this one is a must-have for sure. These have saved my life. The days that I just feel absolutely broken, when my body just feels like it's going to fall apart. Prenatal massages are so nice, and the adjustments are going to just help align your body well so that your baby can get into a good position. Luckily, this pregnancy I have not been getting an insane amount of heartburn or acid reflux, but when it does come down to it, these bad boys have been my absolute lifesaver. In the middle of the night when you feel like you're gonna throw up because of you just feel just absolutely disgusting, Tums will save you. At least they've saved me. This pregnancy, I have also experienced pregnancy anxiety, and there are nights where I have struggled to sleep. I'll wake up in the night and I just feel like I have to, I'm just full of anxiety. It's tough. It's a tough situation, especially when your body hurts and you need the sleep and your mind just won't let you. It's really tough. So something that has helped me a bunch, and I love always, this is something that I use even when I'm not pregnant. So I love using a minky blanket just because it's a weighted, nice, comfy, soft blanket, and this has just helped calm my body, and it has helped calm my mind as well. Another thing that I have needed almost all my pregnancy, but especially my 3rd trimester, is some chapstick. Not much to say about this either, but I don't know what I would do without chapstick. It's just absolutely necessary. The last item that has been super great, especially these last weeks of pregnancy, has been my, let me go grab her, my pregnancy ball. Honestly, thinking about these things, it really does just make me feel great. Like, wow, these items have truly saved me. But that is the end. That is the end. But pregnancy is amazing, and I have loved being pregnant. I almost get emotional saying that because I am so close to the end, and as excited as I am to meet our little girl, I love pregnancy. I love being pregnant. It's so special, and it's such a fun chapter to go through in your life. So if you're pregnant, congratulations. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you guys have anything that you guys loved that were staple pieces in your pregnancy, please link them down below. I'm sure it's going to help so many other women who stumble upon this video, and it might even help me for my next pregnancies. You never know. If you guys like this video, found it helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. Other than that, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.